Okay, so this one is something it's a conversation that's been really difficult for many people to have, and that is Israel and Gaza. And ever since it's October 7th, it's 2 years ago. It's still a difficult conversation to have. But I think that at this point, we would be in denial if we don't point out the obvious and the facts about what's happening in Gaza and what's coming out of Gaza and Israel's reaction to it. And I just want to say this because everyone's afraid of being called anti-Semitic, and that you don't like Jewish people or any of that. Um, I don't believe that's necessarily true to point out what's happening with the Israeli government, with the IDF, and with the response to October 7th. I don't think that by criticizing it and analyzing it, that it is necessarily anti-Semitic. And as I point out in this piece, that is it's a trick. And we should avoid that trick. So children cannot eat denial. And there's been a lot of denial coming out of Israel regarding what's happening in Gaza. The world sees Gaza starving. Netanyahu says it's not real. When governments lie, the bones of children tell the truth. The famine in Gaza is not an act of God. It is man-made. It is engineered. And we are watching it happen really in real time. UN experts have declared famine conditions in Gaza. 500,000 people are already trapped in hunger, with more at risk if food, water, healthcare, and sanitation are not restored to Gaza. Children's bodies, skeletal and starved. Look at the pictures. Search some news reports. Those bodies, skeletal and starved, testify to what the world already knows. Yet the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, tells us that we are not to believe our own eyes. We've heard that a lot, haven't we? His ministers insist the metrics are rigged, the reports are biased, the images are staged. They accuse the world of smearing Israel while the bones of children press through their skin. This is not confusion. This is gaslighting, a deliberate assault on reality itself. Israel had the world's sympathy after October 7th. It certainly did. They could have chosen justice. They could have chosen proportionality, really, which is what I've been saying from the beginning, that Israel had to be very careful about their response because they had the moral high ground. And if they go in and just bombard it and wipe the place out, they were going to lose that moral high ground and public sentiment. And here it is. Instead, Netanyahu mistook sympathy for permission. He mistook solidarity for silence. And in doing so, he squandered the moral high ground. What began as defense curdled into vengeance. What began as grief hardened into cruelty. The truth is really plain here. Gaza was already an open air prison before this war. People like to deny that, but the information shows you, the facts show you that it's true. By the way, everything here is based on facts. This is not just a point of view. It is my point of view, but it is all based on facts. Gaza was already an open air prison before this war. Sealed borders, blocked goods, families trapped for generations. Under international law, Gaza and the West Bank are occupied territories. Layered on top of that are decades of settlement expansion and unlawful annexation, carving up land that was not Israel's to take. The map itself is a wound. Now famine has been added to the siege. Hospitals reduced to rubble. Aid convoy trucks reduced to rubble. More than 100 journalists killed. And some of the journalists killed just a few days ago. The highest toll in any modern conflict, silencing the witnesses who could testify to the truth. And every time the refrain is the same: a tragic mistake. How many tragic mistakes? But mistakes that repeat are not mistakes if you keep repeating them. They are policy. And when officials deny what is in front of our faces, they sound Like I said, we've heard it before, not unlike Donald Trump. Do not trust your eyes. Do not trust your ears. Do not trust your own mind. Reality becomes whatever the strong man declares, and any dissent is branded as treachery. We have to be careful of that. We must refuse that trap. Criticizing Israel, its government, and its military is not anti-Semitism. To pretend otherwise is dishonest. The dignity and safety of Jewish people do not depend on the starvation of Palestinian children. The fight against anti-Semitism does not require the erasure of Palestinian life. Yes, Hamas bears responsibility for October 7th. Yes, the hostages must come home, but none of that grants the right to starve a people, to silence the press, to grind truth itself into dust. Self-defense is not a blank check. It does not include collective punishment. It does not include engineered famine. It does not include making a mother choose between a sniper's line and a sack of flour. And let us speak really plainly here. The world's highest court has already said that the risk of genocide is plausible. We may be living inside that word, whether politicians dare to say it or not. We may be living inside the word genocide. That is a very touchy subject. But the world's highest court has already said the risk of genocide is plausible. But we may already be living there. Do not tell us there is no famine. Do not tell us that the skeletal children are just props. Do not tell us that demanding life makes us hateful. People are dying. Reality is dying with them. And if we accept the lie, then the lie becomes the world. We have to be honest about this. We can no longer just tiptoe around it. We have to be honest with our Jewish brothers and sisters. Many of them already know this. We have to be humane. Yes, October 7th was awful. The hostages do need to come home. Hamas needs to face the repercussions for what happened, but that does not mean wiping out an entire people. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.